So, given the current geopolitical tensions between India and Pakistan, what is your view on the stock market crashing? Do you see a crash coming? Given the current political tensions between India and Pakistan, what should you, as an Indian investor, be doing in the stock market? What position should you be taking? So, we're here with Mr. Binod Modi, Principal Officer and Portfolio Manager at Mirae Asset Sharekhan. So, given the current geopolitical tensions between India and Pakistan, what is your view on the stock market crashing? Do you see a crash coming?
Considering current situation, the question looks to be very, pertinent, right? But honestly, you can ask me, market, does not any stock market, I mean to say, does not have any sort of emotion, right? It is ultimately it's a function of, PFS. P basically denotes to profit, F flows, and S sentiments, right? So as of now, it's the last thing, sentiments, which basically, dominate the market. And sentiment, as we all know, it remains volatile and it keeps on changing in a very short span of period. So considering the fact that we last time or since the time when 99, if I talk about when we had seen Kargil war, military to military conflict, so that war lasted around 2.5 months, and initially we saw market witness some sort of correction, 5-7% kind of correction, but thereafter when market actually ended, right, war actually ended, market ended as sentiment. So of course I related the sentiment part with the the ongoing conflict between India and Pakistan. But if I talk about the first two, profit and the flow part, right? So I think profit, let's say, if as long as India macro looks to be strong, fundamental looks to be strong, I think. And again, I'm saying that for FY26 fiscal, for this fiscal, I think there are more tailwinds for India rather than headwind. So considering that part, I think the corporate profit would significantly be better in current fiscal compared to last year when we had seen just single digit kind of earnings growth or profit growth, right? So this part, I think all investors, I think whomsoever they are investing in India for long period of time, they would be looking this part, profit, how corporate profit would be emerging, in coming year. So I think that's where we have with confidence that India would be doing quite good.
So, as an Indian investor, what should I do with my position? Should I sell my position right now or hold through this volatility?
Yeah, if you have exposure in the market, of course I believe right, you should hold your position as of now, because as I said, India has own strength as of now, and as of now, clearly if I just keep aside the war part, right, there are more tailwinds for India than headwinds, right? So I think, as I said, war is just a short term things wherein you can see modest correction in the market, which anyway will create opportunity for you. But I believe it's not time to sell the stock. But yes, if you have amount to deploy in the market, you can start deploying in a staggered manner.
So, according to you, which sectors do you think will be the most impacted due to these political tensions between India and Pakistan and this war?
If your question is specific to this, standoff between India and Pakistan, then definitely sector which might get impacted in the near term, that would be hospitality, tourism. So these would be there would be the hotels, right? So I think these would be the key sector. Aviation, for example. So I think this sector might get impacted, in the near term. But having said all, I think, as I said, as of now, the macro and the internal fundamental of Indian economy looks to be quite good to me. So I think any sort of correction, even this space would be sort of kind of opportunity which again can offer to the investor. But on the positive side, I think if I had to do something for my portfolio, for investor portfolio, I would increase little bit exposure to defense, where we already had exposure for our clients. So this is what we might be doing to have larger, because what we can see going ahead, I think as this geopolitical situation evolving in a bigger way, I'm sure that the government budget for this defense segment is going to be quite high going ahead, and probably this is the reason it will create more opportunity for defense stocks and so investors in defense.
And given these current conditions, are there any safe haven stocks or sectors that Indian investors can look at?
I think considering everything, comes to the fundamental parts, how we look at India. So as I said, currently our investment thesis is completely based upon credit, capex and consumption. So considering that thing, I think we will still have exposure, or I would say will still remain, overweight to, financial BFSI space, wherein we see valuations looks to be more comfortable, and it equally offers margins of safety to the investors. In addition to that, we will have exposure to select auto stocks, considering the kind of favorable monsoon that we are forecasting as of now. Additionally, I believe there were some defense, I have already indicated. In addition to defense, I believe there, after seeing recent correction last 4 to 5 months, some good opportunities are emerging from industrial segment as well. So thereupon, I think there are very good quality stocks are available, right? So one should look at those part. Infrastructure, if I talk about infrastructure, yesterday L&T posted very good numbers, right? Even the outlook what company shared, it really encouraged me. L&T plus, if we are quite upbeat about infrastructure, then why not cement? I think one should have very good exposure in cement as well. A company like Ultratech, they can do quite really well going ahead. We are seeing interest rate, the cycle is reversing. The interest rate cut scenario has already started. So considering that part, real estate stocks should again do well, though this space has been doing significantly well for last 2.5 years. So I believe the trend in real estate, the real estate stocks should continue to do well in coming quarters or for the FY 26 as well.
Now that we've understood what should be our position as an Indian investor or equity investor in the Indian markets, I request everyone to please stay safe and stay vigilant during these troubled times. Thank you.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.